It's been a while since the last time I reviewed a G-Shock, and that's not because I don't have access to G-Shock watches, but honestly, none of the recent releases have really impressed me until now. The GBD-H2000 is the latest addition to the G-Squad collection. This new model has been redesigned, it's lighter, and it comes with a few new features that in my opinion make it a worthy successor of the GBD-H1000. Welcome back to the channel, I'm Ivan, and as you may already know, I'm a huge G-Shock fan. In fact, Casio is the brand that dominates my collection. Right now I've got like 10, maybe 11 Casios, mostly G-Shocks, and the GBD-H2000 is most likely going to be the next to burn a hole in my wallet. I'm just waiting for it to be released in my favorite color, which is red. In the meanwhile, we'll be having a look at this blue version, which I borrowed from relojeriaesparza.com here in Spain. As you can see, the retail price hasn't changed. Casio has kept it at €399, which is great considering the extra features that it comes with. But before discussing those, let's have a word about the design changes that have been made. The first thing that will really surprise you when you get one of these out of the box is how light it is. Casio has managed to reduce the weights with almost 40%, and this is something that is going to be appreciated very much during long training sessions. So this new model weighs 63 grams, while the older one comes in 101 grams. To achieve such a big reduction in weight, Casio has done two things. The first one has to do with the size. The H2000 is noticeably smaller than its predecessor, and this is a very good thing in my opinion, as it's more comfortable on the wrist, and visually it looks much more proportional since the actual size has remained unchanged. On the other hand, we have a slightly different choice of materials. The stainless steel bezel and the band are now made of biomass plastic, as Casio calls it, while the stainless steel backplate has been replaced with carbon reinforced resin. To be honest, I prefer the feel and look of those metal bits on the older model. However, lightweight and metal don't go very well together unless it's titanium, of course. The good news is that the build quality is just as good and the H2000's water resistance remains the same, which is 200 meters. Now let's move on to what's new in terms of functionality. I'm telling you straight away guys, with this one you're getting one additional sensor, which is the gyroscope. So the watch will be able to track more accurately the movement of your arm in basically any sport or workout. Speaking of which, the H2000 allows you to choose between 7 different activities, unlike the older model which had only one single training mode. The activities you can choose from are running, biking, gym workouts, interval training, pool swimming as well as open water swimming, trail running, and walking. Now for people like me, these training modes are more than what I need. In fact, biking, gym workouts, and walking are probably going to be the only 3 I'll ever use. The next feature the H2000 brings to the table is the blood oxygen level measurement. This means that now you can check your blood oxygen levels anytime you want from the quick access menu, while during workouts, this data is going to be used for analyzing and adjusting exercise load. The watch can also help you perform some breathing exercises to increase your blood oxygen and reduce stress. Finally, there is the nightly recharge by Polar, which basically means that the watch will use Polar algorithms to better analyze how well your body recovers overnight from exercises and stress. And that's pretty much everything that's new. The rest of the features are pretty much the same. There is still GPS on board and the other 5 sensors are still here. These are the optical heart sensor, accelerometer, magnetic sensor, pressure sensor, and thermal sensor. Now, what most of you probably want to know right now is how accurate these sensors are. Well, I don't have a clear answer to that. I mean, I can tell you the heart monitoring seems to be okay, and so is the GPS, although it takes a couple of minutes to lock in the satellite connection. The step tracking is also decent, For better or worse, I'm getting basically the same results with my Samsung Watch 5 and my phone. Then the thermal sensor works fine as well. Just keep in mind that for accurate temperature readings, you need to take the watch off for quite some time as the body temperature affects it. So yeah, overall, I'm happy with the accuracy of basically all of the sensors. Just keep in mind that the purpose of this watch is to give you a general idea of what's going on and not a professional grade health monitoring or workout tracking. What else can I tell you guys? I like the H2000 very much. When it comes to watches with fitness tracking features, I've had a couple of smart bands which I stopped using shortly after getting them. And then I bought a Samsung Watch 5 during my trip to Thailand. And to be honest, I enjoy wearing it in certain scenarios like when being on the SkyTrain or other crowded areas where I can't take out my phone. However, I don't feel comfortable working out with it, as I feel like the moment I bump it against something, it's going to shatter. The H2000, however, looks like the perfect training companion, for my needs at least. It is durable, it looks cool, and it doesn't need to be charged as often as a regular smartwatch, as long as you don't use the GPS. The biggest issue I have with the H2000 and G-Shocks with Bluetooth connectivity in general is that if you have a few different models, it's likely that you have to install 3 different apps on your phone. This model works with the Casio Watches app, while some of my other G-Shocks require you to install the G-Shock Move or the G-Shock Connected. And then the overall experience with either app is just okay. Don't get me wrong, they are useful, you can set everything on the watch through the app, but you'll get transmission error messages, endless please wait screens, and so on. It's not a deal breaker, but if Casio works on improving the app a bit, the overall user experience will be excellent. That being said, as a person who owns some of the most popular G-Shock models, such as the GW-9400 Rangeman, the GW-G-1000 Mudmaster, a Square, and an MRG, I definitely see a place for the H2000 in my collection, and as I said earlier, if they release it in red, I'm most likely going to buy it. I love the smaller size, it's roughly the same size as the Rangeman, but with its 63 grams of total weight, you can barely feel it on the wrist. However, if you don't care about the added fitness tracking functionality of the H2000, you may want to go for the previous model, which is bigger, heavier, and it feels a bit more premium due to its choice of materials. This is the end of today's video, hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments below what you think about the H2000 and whether you're planning on buying it or not. Thank you for watching. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing as I've got some more cool watches to show you in the following weeks. Take care guys, I'll see you in the next one.